Sanibonani dumelang abusheni hello gama lakho thokozani lisedi khanya gama lami uMakhenikha Mkhulu Makhenikha womsamo ngihlele noMkhulu Sseida igedla lamaskr igedla lamakhosi cool
Hosana ngiyanibingelela nini emakhaya Mkhulu Sseida Mkhulu Sseida igedla lamashkrishkri ngiyanibonga mani ukuthi niyakhona ukuyibukela iKhemi TV. I hope you guys are growing. I hope you guys are learning. I hope we're doing a good job.
I hope so too, man.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, we're doing this for them, you know.
Yeah. And to those of you that have any suggestions or have any questions, hit us on the comment box or contact us on the number in the description box. Hosana.
Njalo. No mkhulu namhlanje uthe ufisa ukukhuluma ngeipiriti. Imimoya. Ufuna ukuthini? Wenzakalani?
Hi, Makhenikha. It's really a young topic. Our introductory video was the war on unconsciousness, the war on waking people up to the nature of things. You know, my biggest thing that I've noticed, especially with religious indoctrination, is the mystifying and the demonizing of any spirit outside of the heads of the religions.
Yahweh, the heads of the
Yahweh, Jehovah,
but those
Jesus
are the deities,
Christ. Yeah,
not the heads of the religion.
Heads of the religion, as in the gods of those religions. Yeah,
deity, God.
Anything under that must be mystified. It mustn't be named. It cannot be contacted. That and uzwe bathi umuntu unempundu. How?
Yini
impundu? No, umoya thizeni okhandwa ngethambo noma with the full skeletal structure of inyoni thizeni nemithi thizeni.
It's a chimera.
It's a chimera.
Shit.
Digolo.
Unkulunkulu basemhlabeni labo.
Yeah, E.T. E.T.
Yeah.
But there's a fear around it. There's a fear that, I can't imagine myself seeing a spirit, which tells me that people are good imagining a God. Nje wena uyathandaza uNkulunkulu vula inhlanhla yami, uNkulunkulu ngivikele, uNkulunkulu lokhu, kodwa bakushaya ngemithi, emsebenzini akulungi, ini awukaze waphupha nengilosi eyodwa, kodwa uyashumayela wena up and down, and utshela, not only did you not confirm lento ilandelayo, you are now convincing people of into ongekho sure ngayo now. Ayikaze yafika yakhulu.
Bazothi ngisho ngoba I have faith.
Yeah, ne. Bafethu, can we develop faith is good to a certain degree, but can we develop critical thinking? Into ongayiboni noma uthi ukhuluma nayo ungayiboni bese moya kumfundisi wakhe abuye umfundisi wakhe azokutshela ukuthi no, ungabe uThomas, ungakholwa ngokubona, for Jesus said, wicked generation, you only believe in signs. Cha. We are not looking for signs. We are looking for confirmation that communication has been received on the other side. Ngifuna nazi, and lento I'm on record saying this. Ngifuna bazi abantu ukuthi the archons, lower vibrational beings or demons, because we can't use the word diamond because that word itself has been misinterpreted. The word demon comes from the word daemon, which means deity, which means deos, which means
I got you.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You, yeah.
It's not really,
I didn't know that.
It's just news. It was taken
by
and amademon, but it's the word it's the word daemon, Daemon, which means
I've seen that before somewhere.
It's a Greek word.
Yeah.
I'm on record saying this. Daemons, spirits, they feed or they live off of certain types of energies that humans exude. Some spiritual, some emotional. Uzoguqa uthandaze uthi ufuna into thizeni, and a diamond can then take place of that deity that you thought you were calling. Uthi ubiza uJesu, it transfigures itself into uJesu. Uthi ubiza uYahweh, ikhuluma ngathi uYahweh. Now, I'm not saying Yeshua HaMashiach is not real. Angifuni nje ukumthuka ngithi the real one we know is Jesus. Ngoba siyazi ukuthi ubani uJesus. Asifuni ukujula lapho. Mkhulu Sseida uzama ukuthini? I'm trying to say, unless you familiarize yourself with the spiritual world and you familiarize yourself with the different classes of demons and their different offices and the different classes of angels and their offices, and you become open to understanding them, you don't have to communicate with them, but to understanding them, you will forever live in a fear-based vibration, fearing into ongayazi.
Because I was asking myself in my head, okay, Mkhulu wants to speak about spirits and diamonds and all of that. For what purpose? You're saying there's too much fear enshrouded due to propaganda around this, and you want to deconstruct the fear.
Deconstruct the fear. There are multiple offices for different spirits that serve different purposes.
But why must the layman know this?
Because if the layman knows this, he knows how to tap into their own power. You see, there's this misconception, Uti, if you call for the assistance of an angel, you're practicing spiritism. Ukuthi wafuya utikoloshi usumthakathi, waba nomantindana usumthakathi, of which wena onomsamo obulukile, you cannot even begin to track your origin because you're using isibongo sikaMkhulu, who was actually the stepfather instead of being your actual grandfather. So ulahlekile ukuthi umsamo uyoqala kuphi ukumisa, you don't know. Unfortunately, in those cases, somebody has to tap into the power of a different spirit. Now, okay, you tap into the power of impundulu, ekulandela ama-customer for i-business yakho, because idlozi lakho wazi ukuthi uyodonsa kanjani. And hlezi wathandaza uYahweh angaphenduli ngoba naye uYahweh ubhizi ngezinto zakhe la hleli khona. Ubhekane nezinto ubhekane namaJuda. Right? And wena uhleli lapha ekhaya uloku utshelwa umuntu ukuthi izoxaka lento le. Cha, ungayilandi lento le, izoxaka. No, dela ngoba uyahlupheka. Dela ngoba you have no bodyguards. Idlozi lakho wazi ukuthi ubani. Dela and get spiritual protection. If need be, invoke the power of the angels. Summon angels into your life. Don't be afraid utshelwa ukuthi once you do this, uzohlukumezeka ngomqondo. Obviously, you're tapping into a different dimension, into a different frequency. You will not experience normal life. Ayikho khehla into engajwayeleki.
Yo, yazi Mkhulu, ngiyakuzwa ukuthi uthini, and I'm not here to contradict you at all. That what you're saying needs to be said. But my worry is not everyone has the mental strength that you have to handle the kind of things that you've seen. We must have an appreciation of that. Ukuthi when uphume ephehlweni,
Of course.
uke wafemba, but you've got the training. You've seen things that the layman will just never see.
True.
Do you understand? So mase sikhuluma sitshela abantu ngemimoya, ngengelosi, ini, chimeras. Not everyone is built for that, man.
Very true.
Not everyone is built for that.
Very true. Hence why I am, bringing this topic onto this platform. Not everything you invoke will be seen. Not everything onikwa inyanga noma isangoma uzoyibona. Mara, it depends on the degree of what you need to accomplish. And ukuthi shube kangakani ke. mase kushube ngempela uzodela khehla because kumele udele. Mara to the common person who's like, no, mina nje ngifuna ukuthi ngithandeke emsebenzini, mara ngithandeki, mara ngiyasaba man, ngisaba ukuthi if I use crystals it's gonna attract diamonds to me. If I use if banginika ikhambi elinemithi thizeni, ngithi ngifuna ukukhuphula ikhundla, bathi ngiliphehle, ngiyasaba ukuthi yini le engiyiphehlayo. Yebo ukusaba mama. Bakunike ikhambi elinezinto ngaphakathi which is going to act as a certain energy in your life to push things forward. Your likelihood won't see anything unless you see it in dreams. But if you are deciding, and this topic is not only to bring awareness to say there is nothing absolutely wrong with invoking and using different types of spiritual entities. It's all about the risk you want to take and it does not inconvenience anyone around you. Ayihlabi manje la emndenini. Ayihlanyisa abantu ababi idalwa emndenini. Ayiwodlozini. Wena if nje usaba ukuthi yo since ngayenza lento lena umzimba wami unokuthola ama pins and needles. No, it's because the spirit pressure of the thing that is in your presence. Iyazazisa ukuthi I'm here now.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a valuable topic that we're having, and it ought to be spoken about. But in the same breath, I'm just saying it again, Oguti, just because of the many programs that we've undergone. That's religion, school, television. That's why they're called programs. Mainstream education. People are just not ready to hear what you're saying.
No, they definitely not. Mara, no, they definitely not. Mara, Antolis, yabona le ngifuna ukuthi sibeke langa because sazojula. Yabona, to those of you that have tuned into this channel up until now, we appreciate you. But sisazojula, asiyakajula. Sisazojula. So this is just us marinating. This is us preparing their minds.
You know, I've heard someone who's speaking like you, except he's much more direct. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You sharp. I'm just saying I've heard someone who speaks like you say Uguti, Toluguti, wena madlozini wako konakele kudala, maybe 20 generations ago. Whether it's via isbongo, whether it's via isinyama, whether it's via ikesi khona umuntu wekathwele, whatever. And uyoyiqala kuphi into ya 20 generations ago? Uyoyiqala kuphi?
Ndoda kumele wena uphile manje usebenza ibacklog.
Bazofuna abantu abayingakhi ulungise lona.
Never mind the traveling and needing to ukuyolanda imvelo yakho. Interviewing different people who might be related to you or not. Inzima khehla, kuyaphoqa sometimes. Isimo sinzima and understand ukuthi guys, there's not only one means to changing your life in that case. When we're speaking about the different types of spirits and demystifying them, they are Hindu devas. They are Imimoy, Orishas. They are tantras that can be used.
I just want to say this. I don't know if it's true because I haven't done the research, but I saw there was an article that was saying the Orisha theory says that every single, I don't know if it's the Orisha or the Archon, it's the Archon. The Archon theory says that every thought we think is pushed by some kind of spirit giving us communication in our minds, and we just choose which one we listen to. I don't know how true that is. That just came to me because you were mentioning Orishas and Archons.
Yeah. It's true to a certain extent. Entities are able to enter into your aura to influence your thoughts.
Hmm.
It is possible. I won't say what type of entities. I can't blame it on Orishas because Orishas are more high gods.
Okay, so Maskhuluma ngemimoya or spirits. What kind of spirits are there? It's just that I don't structure this in, as you can see, I don't have my notepad here. It's a dark day. It's a dark day, and I didn't really structure this properly. But maybe let's try and because I know you have the knowledge. What are the different kinds of spirits there? Touch into amadlozi, amatonga,
Man,
and such. Touch into the chimeras you've already spoken about, and the different levels. Touch into the kind of chimeras that don't even need ikona. What's that? Imimoya yemvelo. Let's because we've now spoken about spirits, but we didn't even categorize and give ikaba clearly. Because now we spirit and you're just in this vehicle. It's a difficult question, maybe.
This is a very deep question. Hey,
maybe
having to break down the levels and the offices of different spirits. Having to break down ukuthi ini iyenzani. For instance, we have sprites, guardians of the plants, guardians of the water.
So wait. Uthi umnikazi wasemanzini uyisprite.
No. Yabona umnikazi wasemanzini enye.
But you said I know. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
Because you said ukuthi we have sprites, the guardians of the plants and the water. But mina ngazi umnikazi wasemanzini.
Umnikazi wasemanzini is a different type of guardian of the water.
Okay.
So you will have umnikazi walawo manzi who watches what is happening in that water. Abantu abagezwayo, izinto eziphumayo, izinto ezingenayo. Sprites would be the spirits that watch the function of the specific tree, or they linger or live around that specific tree, or they live in trees, or they live in water. They are an inhabitants within a body of water. Umnikazi, sprites, sometimes uthola otigolosh basemanzini khona laphaya. You have
yini itikoloshi mkhulu?
ufuna sibachazele?
I mean, sikhuluma ngayo, you're talking about sprites, you're talking about umnikazi wamanzi. Not everyone knows this thing uthini manje. Utikoloshi wasemanzini.
Utikoloshi
Owemvelo loyo.
Owemvelo. Okay. Owemvelo.
But in terms of technicalities, in terms of naming, is that the correct name? No.
No, it's the same thing as just using the word angel.
Okay.
It's the same thing as using the word demon. Just like we mentioned, the word demon comes from the word diamond. So if you're going to say you're talking about a group of a certain type of spirits.
Okay. I hope the listeners get you.
We have in Ireland, we have spirits called gnomes. Mountain guardians. Gnomes are actually abotigolosh basentabeni. Amadoda wasentabeni. Yes. And it's known. Yeah, the elves. And it's
starting to connect.
Right.
Santa and his elves.
Do you now understand? But I'm sure now you understand why we need to touch this topic. The confusion and misconception. A gnome is mischievous, and they both guard what? The pot of luck. Itigolosh usetshenziswe la. Uyaganga futhi uyakhona ukujikwa asetshenziselwe ezinye izinto. Just like ukugada, just like ukudonsa abantu.
Ukuletha umnotho. Kwamele sibeke injalo.
Yeah, okay. But you guys now understand when I say the word tigolosh, you can't just say it's one type of spirit.
Hence they say that the Irish are lucky because of the Irish elves and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Bayayazi lento abakhuluma ngayo mandulo. Ukuthi manje we live in a modern time where everything is either watered down or it's been mixed up with something else. When you tap into angel and the offices of angels, there are even offices of There are some spirits that function like angels but are not angels. There are some spirits called angels but are not angels. For instance, the powers that guard the edges of the universe. You will say, no, it's the angel of the stars. No, it's not an angel. It's a specific type of spirit. The earth itself has a spirit. So, demystifying spirits, I am trying to tell you, Wuti, delve into it and don't be afraid to tap into the spiritual nature of specific deities.
Mkhulu,
for
what
assistance.
is Amatotomkete? Because it seems to me like the same gnomes and elves we're speaking about. Amatotomkete.
Amadoda angabheka ngamehlo, ish. Mountain elves.
Amatotomkete.
Should we call them elves? You know what's the issue with language? Language confuses things, because what I call one thing, somebody else won't call it that. Just like in the other video, we spoke about Ipuhi Nekobo. Problem with language. So there'll be a specific type of creature or spirit or deity, and we'll be talking about the same thing, but we crisscross it.
Hey, but deity, spirit, is it the same thing?
It's a spirit. It's a non-matter based intelligent entity.
Okay, if a deity is a spirit, and we're spirits too, are we not deities?
Seyajula manje. In fact, that's true. Ngoba sesijulile.
Nah,
That's true.
It's a dark day.
No, that's true. Us truly. The source of everything in Western Indian spirituality, the source of everything is called the Great Spirit, the Great Father Spirit.
Okay.
And it is called the Great Center, where all things issue from and all things are returning to.
The source.
The source. The universe, according to New Age. The universe.
Oh.
But it's called the Great Spirit. It gives birth to every other spirit. Now, what is matter, Mkhulu, according to...
Matter.
Yeah, what is matter? What is this gross thing we are? According to metaphysics and according to... I'll answer the Kabbalism, but I'm sure you understand.
I can tell you what's in the physics textbooks and what they teach at the universities.
So, what is matter?
Well, they say, according to Einstein, it's anything that occupies space and has mass.
But is matter not in relation with energy, according to them?
You see, I remember in one of my classes, someone asked a question, Uguti, why do we not measure energy in kilograms if matter is energy? And the professor couldn't answer, because all matter has a certain level of energy associated, but there exist energies that are not matter, that don't have kilograms. And I think you were going to speak about the different phases of matter and how light gets condensed into the matter.
Exactly.
You were going there. I'm sorry I had to fumble that, but it's just you reminded me of things that I'd forgotten.
Yeah. No, but you touched exactly why I was asking you that. You yourself described it. Matter
is energy compressed.
And what is energy? Energy is spirit.
Okay.
In its various different forms. So in order to have the physical realm, the spiritual realm must first give birth. Or else you can't have this realm. This realm is but a shadow of the greater realm. So when spirit falls, it becomes matter. When matter comes into awareness of its spirituality, it transfigures back into spirit. Hence why the Red Indians or the American Indians say that everything issues forth from what? The source. The source gives out all energy to create. So we're going back to why we're saying this. Are you a deity? If your father is Mkhulu, or if your father is Udlamini, or if your father is Udube, you too, you can't say, I mean, I'm Johansson. No. Udlamini.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Udube. if your father is a divine life-giving spirit and you are simply just that energy condensed, don't be fooled. You yourself are divine. Ye are gods. Hence why our intro says, awaken your inner God.
What does it mean that we're divine?
Divine, that's actually a very, very good question. Because when we speak about divinity, we are speaking about the origin of spirit,
Hmm.
the higher realms,
Hmm.
that which is purer. Right now, this is called gross. Why is it called gross? Because it is impure. It is the same energy, but it has gone through such a heavy process, it has lost its original purity.
It's called gross according to what framework or belief system or what?
But it's fallible.
Mbuza wena, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's called gross.
It's called gross according, well, in general, in every spirituality, the flesh is considered to be gross.
Okay.
It's gross, not that it's evil. It's gross in that it is limited. Idinga ukugezwa. Njalo, or else iyanuka, iyabhidlika, iyaphuka, idinga ukunakekelwa. Whereas in its higher form, spirit doesn't take bath, spirit doesn't eat, spirit is pure, spirit is everlasting.
But they get us. They get us.
I'm sure. I hope they understand.
They get us. We're always speaking about ukugezwa.
No, and angeke siniyeke bafethu, sicela nigqumeni inigezele. Please. But divinity would be spirit at higher, purer levels. At its immortal and infinite state.
So then, Mkhulu, if I'm divine, as you say, does that not mean I can then manifest my own reality?
Now that we've tapped into this topic, but where to, along with what Mkhulu Makhenikha is saying, tapping into understanding the nature of spirits and demystifying them is us demystifying you as a spirit yourself.
Well done.
There are practices that people are afraid to tap into. Yoga, tantras, certain meditations, transcendental meditation, because people are told, no, you'll become a doorway for all the spirits to come into you, you'll become possessed. No. Use the engine, the ish. Yabona nini ukuthi anazi. Use the power in you. Uma wena ke uthi angifuni ukuthinta imithi, angifuni ukuthinta no chimeras, I don't want to invoke angels. You have the power in you. You yourself are a life-giving and creating spirit. If you can tap into that ability, the ability to manifest, you can manifest the life of your dreams. It's just that the discipline, Ketla, needed to be so proficient at manifesting things at a quicker level is too much for a lot of people.
But I would beg to differ a little bit because I don't know if it's a slip up on the program side, but they seem to have shown people, especially our generation, younger and a little bit older, this thing you manifest. It's a thing. People know that they can manifest. I'm manifesting a baby daddy.
Yo. Hey.
I meant to say a blesser. Even though their manifestations are very low vibrational, but they seem to be aware ukuthi siyakwazi ukumanifest. I'm manifesting a husband, I'm manifesting a new job. They seem to be aware, but then when you tell them ukuthi actually you're divine, but blasphemy in me.
No, but that's working against
them
your ability.
Yeah, well,
you must understand that I'm just going to teach. I'm going to teach them the art of how it happens. Manifesting requires you to tap into your emotional energy, feeling. You must feel in the now that what you want is happening. Don't want. Feel it, Tuguti. I'm rich right now. I'm blessed right now. Oh my God. I can't believe my blesser gave me this much. That's now, if you counter that by saying, but what if this happens? The universe gets confused with you. You don't really want what you're saying you want, do you? Matter of fact, you're just dreaming. You're just like daydreaming. You must naganjani feel that It has happened already. Hence, the secret was given by Yeshua HaMashiach, bless the great prophet. He himself said, when you pray this way. And then he gave that formula,
A
did he not?
template. Yeah. Sure.
He said, when you pray, you must believe that what you have prayed for has already been received. But people didn't understand that he was teaching the art of manifestation. Asike nje sikhulume lento, the great spirit Yeshua Mashiach was here to teach and demystify the human consciousness, demystify and bring to reality what we actually are.
So you say that he was a master of consciousness.
Yes. Anybody who look at a tree and say wither away and it withers away has mastered manifestation at a high level. Anybody that will tell the sea calm down and it calms down has mastered reality bending. That's what manifestation is. But because our vibration is so low, when we attempt to manifest something, it takes a much longer period. Whereas when you've reached and you have absolutely opened the 1,000-flower lotus,
Sure.
Sajula man, Sajula. If you've opened the 1,000-flower lotus, your manifestations happen much, much quicker.
Wait, what is the 1,000-flower lotus? What did that man?
I'm sure you can add to this as you studied the chakra system. The 1,000-flower lotus would be your 7th chakra, which connects you directly with the divine source.
Shaikon, you nailed it.
And once the Kundalini spirit that lays at your root chakra rises and it impacts your 7th chakra, it opens up and it many-folds, 1,000-folds your spiritual energy.
Okay. And what can this energy be used for? To manifest.
Understand, Wuti, the whole purpose of that practice is reconnection with the divine.
Okay.
When it is taught in its essence, it's not meant, and usually people that get to that level, they lose any drive for anything physical.
It's because to open that chakra, you need to let go of earthly attachment. It blocks the 7th chakra.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, this going into chakras, bro.
That's true. Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, even though I was still busy doing research on that because I wanted to cover it with the scriptures and stuff and show them that actually even the Bible, the book of Revelation, speaks on chakras. It's just that we read the Bible too much with our left brain, even though the
logic.
Yes, even though the scripture speaks about the right hand of God, which means we ought to be opening or perceiving more with the right side of our brain.
The unknown.
The intuition part of our brain.
The unknown, the great sea. Maraya. Yeah, let's tap into it.
Thank you guys. Catch us again on another episode of Kemi TV.
My course.